paper. Scissors, glue away. Take whatever you still, take all your scrapbook stuff and just shove it in your scrapbook and close your scrapbook so it kind of looks nice in here. Sorry, we're in the middle of so many projects.
Oh my gosh, sounds very exciting.
So, yes, look at Malaya. Look how nice that looks. I want it like that, okay? Super organized.
Perfect.
Okay, organize your seats for people. Organize. Look at the way I'm looking. Oh, Malaya, keep it at your desk. It's fine. Because we need to get straight to it when Nico's done. No. Organize. Make it look nice. Look at Malaya. Malaya, raise your hand there and say stare at you. Make it look like that. We'll finish after Nico.
Is that okay? We're going to sit on the carpet. Yeah, we're going to sit on the carpet.
And then you can help us with the floor.
Okay.
And Cody help her with the floor.
Good. I have my guitar.
Very nice. I like that.
Are you ready? I know.
So it should look like this, you guys. This looks really nice. And then help Malaya with the floor.
No,
not yet.
I have a good idea.
All right, so sit down.
Here, you have my quick grandma was a mobile. He was my friend at the hospital.
Okay, that looks pretty good. Everyone to the carpet. Take 2 deep breaths when you get to the carpet. Loopster. Take 2 deep breaths when you get to the carpet.
Come on over, everybody. It's so nice to see you guys. So just to remind you, my name is Betsy, and I'm here with Eco today. Our friend Julie had to go home sick. She wasn't feeling well, so she went home. She's taking care of herself. But I am very excited to be here. And I am wondering if anybody can remind me what we did last time Eco came. I'm going to have everybody on the carpet, just so everybody can see really well. What did we do last time that Eco came? Can you remember back then?
We did a video game where you had to try and do it.
Yeah, it was like bingo, but it was with plants. It was Planto, wasn't it? And with Planto, we studied native plants, which are plants. Wait, hold on. Are those plants from super far away, or plants from right here in the Pacific Northwest?
Right
Here in the Pacific Northwest. So, like, if we were to look out into the outdoor classroom way up over there, would we actually probably be seeing some native plants? Yeah, because we actually planted native plants there. And why are they important? What do they help, like, the animals do? What would you say, like, why are native plants important? Yeah.
Because they help us breathe and
Yeah, they help us breathe. They help animals eat. Do they provide, like, it's kind of a fancy word, habitat. Do they provide habitat for animals?
Yes.
What's habitat? Habitat is like a place where animals
live.
Yeah, a place where animals live, exactly. And so today, this is what our lesson is called today. I'm going to show you some pictures. Can you guys read that?
Old plants.
Old plants, okay? Old plants. That's actually the name of the game we're going to play today. But first we have some things to learn. What we're going to talk about is we're actually going to talk about how you can use some of those native plants that we learned about first to make special things. Now, who do you think the original people who lived here first before anybody, and like before there were stores like Fred Meyer's where you can go grocery shopping, or Walgreens where you could get some medicine if you were sick. Like long ago, before all those things were here, there were people who lived here. And I think you guys have studied them a lot at Corbin. What do you think?
Chinook.
Yes, the Chinook people. And Chinook, yeah.
That's what I said.
And that's an example of a group of Native Americans, right? Native Americans, yeah. And so the Native Americans lived here, and do you think that they really relied on plants?
Yes.
They did, didn't they? They were very important. They helped them to survive. And some of the plants that they relied on are in these pictures. And in fact, you might recognize some of these because we learned about them last time that Eco came. And this time what we're going to do, again, is we're going to learn what you can do specifically with some of these plants. And then we're going to play a little game about it, okay? So let's take a look really quick. Let's take a look at the first plant I'm going to show you. You might remember it. It makes little brown nuts. What tree is this? Good guess. They're not acorns. What is it?
Hazelnut.
Yes, hazelnut tree. And not only can you eat the little nuts, there's something else you can do with a hazelnut tree. Hold that thought. If you were to cut a branch off of a hazelnut tree, and you are actually, what's happening there? What are they doing there?
Peeling off
The skin bark. Yes, they're peeling the bark off of the plant. Raise your hand if you've ever peeled bark off of a plant before. Now, did you notice that it's a little bit like stringy when you peel it off? Guess what? Hazelnut plants are really good for peeling that bark off. You can soak the bark, and then you can peel it into even smaller pieces, and then you can start to roll them with your fingers. And as you roll them and roll them and roll them together, they start to turn into something. Does anybody notice what that's starting to turn into? Who wants to raise their hand and tell me, what do you think that's starting to turn into? What do you think? No, good guess. What do you think? What does that look like? A string? Yes. What's another word for that? Yeah, rope. What would be something you could do? What would be a use for rope? Yeah.
Use it when you're in water so you won't fall in. Tie it to a tree.
Ooh, you could tie up like your boat to the water. I like that idea. What else?
You can when you're like climbing like a mountain, you can like throw it up.
Ooh, yeah, I can help you climb and keep you safe. What else?
Like for like on a boat, like how they have anchors.
Yeah.
Or you can like use it for an anchor.
Yeah, absolutely. One more. Yeah.
You could also use it to make. You could also use. You could make this. You could use the string to make it into jewelry.
Yes. So there are many uses for rope. Now, since we're going to be playing a game later, I want you guys to pay attention to what the match is for the plant. So the plant is hazelnut. The match is rope, because that's what you can make out of hazelnut. One of the things. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Now we're going to go to our next plant. Oh, you might recognize this from last time. This plant is a big tree, and it lets out a little bit of cottony fuzz out into the air. It carries its seeds in that cottony fuzz. What are we talking about?
Red cedar.
Oh, good guess. Not the red cedar. Oh, what do you think? Yes, it's the cottonwood tree. And cottonwoods are very interesting. Now, when the leaves are very first forming on the plant in the springtime, that's what they look like. We call that a leaf bud. And did you know that the leaf bud on the cottonwood tree is sometimes picked by Native Americans and ground up? Now, look at this picture of this Native American. She has picked some cottonwood buds, and she is grinding them in something we call a mortar and pestle. It's kind of like a bowl with a little rock, and you grind. Raise your hand if you've ever ground something with a rock. Yeah, so she's grinding up those little leaf buds from the cottonwood tree, and guess what she's making?
Medicine.
Good medicine. You're absolutely right. She is making medicine. And there are different medicines you can make with a cottonwood tree. One of the medicines is something that helps your tummy when your tummy's not feeling good. Now, do you think that would be pretty useful to be able to make medicine from plants? If you didn't have something like Walgreens or Target to go and get some medicine when you're sick? Guess what? Do you think Native Americans really relied on plants for medicine?
Yes.
Did you know that all of our medicine, most of it, almost all of it, originally came from plants? So it's pretty important stuff. So if we were to look at the cottonwood tree, what would the match be for the cottonwood tree? Yeah.
Medicine. The medicine.
Yeah, medicine, exactly. Now let's go to our next one.
Medicine.
I love this one.
Thimbleberry.
Oh, this is a good one. What are we looking at?
Wild strawberry.
Oh, what a good guess.
Wild berry.
It is a berry.
Thimbleberry.
It's a thimbleberry. Raise your hand if you've ever seen a thimbleberry. Who wants to guess?
On the screen.
So who wants to guess when you pick a thimbleberry, like this little girl's picking thimbleberries? What do you think she's going to do with them?
Eat
What do you guys think? What do you think? Are you raising your hand? Oh, you're raising your hand.
Make jam or eat them.
I think you're absolutely right, because thimbleberries are really good to make food out of, things like jam. Or you can eat them fresh, or you can even make them into a pie. Use your hand if you think
Or
that sounds
jelly
delicious.
pie.
That sounds so delicious to
You
me.
can even make them into a cake.
So what would the match be for Thimbleberry? Food is the match, yep. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Ooh, this is a cool one. Now you guys might remember this one. We identified this because it has 7 points on its leaf. It's called the
Vine maple.
vine maple. Now, if you have ever, like, raise your hand if you've ever played with a stick before. Okay, raise your hand if you've noticed that some sticks are really hard and some sticks are really bendy. You ever noticed that?
Yeah.
It's because they are made of different wood. And different wood acts a little bit different. It has different properties. And vine maple is really bendy. And you can actually cut a piece off of a vine maple tree. And you can carve it into a certain tool. And that tool,
A bow and arrow. It's
the
stretchy.
bow part specifically, because picture yourself shooting a bow and arrow. Can everybody picture yourself shooting a bow and arrow? You pull the string back and you shoot the arrow. Do you think the bow has to be pretty bendy?
It does.
It does, right? Right? The bow has to be bendy. Do you think, since the vine maple has bendy wood, would it be really good to make bows out of?
Yeah.
Clap once if you can hear me. What do you think the Native Americans did with bows and arrows? Why would that have been an important tool for them? What do you think?
Because they can hunt and they can practice their shooting for him.
Yeah, and when they hunted, what would they hunt with? What do you think they would hunt for?
Hunt for like animals.
Yeah.
So they can get food.
Yeah, so would you say it's pretty important? Hunting animals to get food? Absolutely. So what
Salmon.
would the vine maple match be?
Bow and arrow.
Yeah, the bow. Yeah, exactly. Or bow and arrow. Yeah. Now let's see. What do we have next? Oh goodness, I love this one. Do you remember this plant? It's called the Oregon grape. Exactly. And remember how we saw those kind of purplish berries and those beautiful yellow flowers? Well, guess what? You can make something out of the Oregon grape. And I made something out of it. Do you guys want to see what it is?
Yes.
And then maybe you can guess.
please.
Maybe you can guess. Thank you for those nice manners. Maybe you can guess what I made when I get this out here. Can I have a volunteer? Can you go get me a Kleenex, please? Thank you.
Wait, where?
Paper towel or napkin?
A napkin would be great.
That
Something
would be
red
nice.
color would be
Kleenex
wonderful.
today.
Okay. Usually I have them, but I can't find any. Now here's what I did. I'll tell you what I did, and then I'm going to have you guys guess. Oh, perfect. Thank you. That is perfect. Now, first what I did is I picked those little berries from the Oregon grape, and I ground them up. Ground them. And then I boiled them in water. And then the next thing I did is that I dug up some roots from the Oregon grape plant.
Oh, I know.
And then I chopped those up, and I ground those up, and I boiled those in water. And I'm going to need, let's see, you are one of my volunteers, right? And can you be my other volunteer? Can my volunteers stand up, please?
I better put my watch away.
Sure. And can you take that piece? And can you take this piece? And can you dip yours in here? And you dip yours in here. Just the bottom of it you dipped right in here. Okay? Yeah. What? Thank you, volunteers. You can have a seat. What did we make? What is it? It's dye.
I knew it.
What kind of thing would you use dye for? What could you use dye for? What do you think? You made it paint with it. What did you dye things with? What do you think? Ooh, maybe you could dye your hair. Yeah, what else could you dye with it?
Your clothes.
You're absolutely right. Many pieces of clothing were dyed with different natural dyes like this. Did you know that you can find every color of the rainbow? If you know the right kind of plant, different plants make different colors. Oregon grape happens to make purple and yellow. But different plants can make different colors. Could you also maybe dye a basket?
Yes.
Oh, so you mean you can actually use dye for art? Is that what you're trying to make? Amazing. Okay. So that's a pretty cool use. So when we look at our Oregon grape, what do you think the match is for Oregon grape? It's
Dye.
dye. And the pictures I chose were like the little pots that I boiled the Oregon grape in. So that's what you're seeing there. That's the match. I actually did it. It was really a super fun experiment. I just love doing stuff like that. And I encourage you guys to try that at home with your parents if you can. It's very fun. Now, we have a very important tree here. I believe you've studied it before. What is it?
Red maple.
Oh, so close. Red
Cedar. Red Western cedar.
Yes, it's the Western red cedar. And was this a pretty important tree to the Native Americans?
Yes.
Why?
It was the strongest.
Oh, it was strong. Okay, and we call it the tree of life.
Yeah.
And it was super strong. What else? What can you do with it? Yeah.
You can make you could like use the wood for like building a cabin or something.
You can build shelter for yourself. Absolutely.
You can build the arrow sticks.
Yes, the arrow sticks from it. Absolutely. It would go really well with those bows, right? Yeah. What else?
You can make a house.
Yes, houses, shelters. Yeah.
Diapers.
Diapers. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought you could make diapers out of Western red cedar? What else?
Well, I had a question about it. Can wild berries use that kind of thing?
Some types you'd have to experiment with them. Maybe you should do that at home. Now, speaking of wild berries, why is it a good idea to only eat berries in the wild if you're with a scientist or with your parents? Why is it a good idea? Why is that a really good idea? It's very important. Did you guys know there are some poisonous berries out there?
Yes.
Did you know that some poisonous berries look just like some of the berries that are not poisonous that we like to eat? Just be really careful. Be really careful about that. Clap once if you can hear me. In my pictures of the Tree of Life, this is like a Native American village where they're using the cedar for boats and rope and clothing and shelter and fires and all kinds of good stuff. And this is a picture of a close-up of real artifacts that have been made with the Western red cedar tree. So what would the match to cedar be? It would be Tree of Life, right? Yeah, because it just has so many uses. I just couldn't choose one. Now, there's one more plant I want to show you before we play our game. Can you hold that thought? There's one more plant I want to show you before we play this game. And this is a plant that I don't want you to use. Can you guess what it is?
Poison oak.
How did you know? Poison oak. It says, hi there, I'm poison oak. Don't touch me. Why would you not want to touch poison oak? What do you think? Oh dear.
He was blistered all over his body.
You get really bad rashes and you can even get blisters because poison oak, if you'll notice, the leaves look a little shiny. They have a little oil on them. And that oil can actually get on your skin. And if the oil gets on your skin, it actually gives you that itchy rash. Now, why as a plant, why do you think a plant is that, like, why would that be a good plan for a plant to have that? Like, what does that do for the plants, would you say?
It like protects it.
Exactly. It protects the plants. Because do you think an animal is going to want to eat a plant? No, because if it ate it, it would, well, I mean, it would want to eat a plant, but it's not, an animal's not going to want to eat this kind of plant. Because if it ate it, it would get a rash in its mouth, right? So, it's a pretty good deal for the plant, but not for us animals that likes to go around plants. So can I teach you how to identify poison oak? If you see a plant that has shiny leaves, and it has 3 little groups of leaves, we say,
Poison oak.
leaves of 3, let them be. Leaves of 3, let them be. Leaves of 3,
Let them be.
leaves of 3,
Let them be.
Let's count the leaves. 1, 2, 3. You see those little clusters? Yeah. So it's something to avoid. It's not the end of the world if you get poison oak. It happens sometimes, but we try to avoid it. We try to avoid
Is
it.
there like a way to not have poison oak?
The best way of not having poison oak is learning how to identify it and then avoiding it. Friend, I need you to everybody come over to the carpet because I'm going to explain to you how to play our game. Are you ready?
Wait,
Okay.
is poison oak from like an oak tree?
What a good guess. It looks kind of like an oak leaf, and that's why people call it poison oak, but it's not related to oak. Yeah, what a good guess. So here's what's going to happen. You guys are going to get a set of cards. And maybe, will you help me since Julie's not here today? Okay, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to get like a set of cards as a team, okay? And then we are going to look at our cards, and it turns out that our cards are actually full of cards that needs to be matched. So what do you think the Thimbleberry matches to? Do you remember? The food card. Okay. And do you remember what the Oregon grape matches to? The die card. And do you remember what the vine maple matches to? Close? And then, do you remember the Western red cedar? Tree of life, right? Tree of life. Okay, so those are the matches, and then you have one more card. You have the poison oak card. It says, "Hi there, I'm poison oak. Don't touch me." That is the card that you are really hoping you don't have at the end of the game. Because unfortunately, if you have it at the end of the game, you lose the game. Can I tell you something crazy? Every time I play this game, I seem to end up with the poison oak card. Almost every time. But I have so much fun. Now, why would I have fun if I'm losing the game? What do you think?
I don't, because it's like too fun.
It's too fun. You're absolutely right. You guessed correctly. I have so much fun that I don't care if I win or lose. I'm just having a blast playing the game. So do you guys have to worry about it if you lose? No, it's nothing to worry about. You know.
It's like Old Maid. I play it as.
So here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. You guys have all of these cards, and what you're going to do is you're going to just divvy them out. Divvy all of them out. Here we go. And then we're going to look at our cards, and we're going to see what match do we have. Guess who got the poison oak again?
I knew that. I saw it.
However, that does not mean I'm going to lose the game necessarily, because what we're going to do is we're going to be taking turns pulling cards from each other to try to make matches, just like you do in Go Fish.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is called Old Plant because it's just like
Old Maid.
Old Maid, okay? So let's see, I'm going to look, and oh, it turns out I actually do have a match. I have the Western Red Cedar Tree of Life. So if you have a match, no, it's okay, because we're going to put it down on our desk. Okay, I have one match. Does she have any matches? Do I have any matches? Okay. Let's see, maybe you guys can help her just to double check. Can you guys help her? Can you show them?
Oh, you
can tell her which ones.
The bow and the
Oh, good. Okay, so put yours down. So you have your matches. Now, here's what we're going to do. It's her turn to choose one, and she's trying to make a match with her remaining cards. Go ahead and choose a card. Ah! Guess who still has the poison oak? Okay. Now it's going to be my turn. Oh, boy. Wait a second. She's out of cards, and oh, my goodness sakes. We had all of our matches together. Guess who got the poison oak again? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did you notice that I still had a blast playing this game?
Yeah.
No big deal if you get the poison oak. If you guys are thinking, gee, I'm excited about this game, but I'm feeling a little nervous, like I might have a hard time remembering the matches, I actually have a little answer sheet for you. So if you get a card and you're like, ooh, I can't remember which one that matches to, find it on your answer sheet. Cedar matches to Tree of Life. Oregon grape matches to die. Thimbleberry matches to food. Vine maple matches to bowl. So you'll have the answer sheet right there. Okay? Are you ready? Oh, good. Go have a seat at your desk and we're going to play our game.
Yeah. I know that.
That's so fun. Thank you for playing our game. How about you take a chair? Thanks for letting me use it.
Maybe I should be Corbin. That's the thing. All of our bookstores here. Oh yeah, why?
Sean with Wyatt. I'm trying to kind of help you guys partner up. Hayden with Nina. And then Tyler and Wes probably play it for 5 minutes and then we'll get it delivered to you. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's just like, so one person gets 4 and one person gets 5. Yeah. Well, play with who you're playing with. Play with who you're playing with.
I got 20.
Who are you playing
Four. I have 4. We have an extra.
Oh, absolutely. You were in the bathroom.
Oh, he was in the bathroom. There we go.
Okay, we're in team.